And we back. Are we doing that again? Are we back?
I think instead, what I want to do for the fans is let them know something special.
Okay.
I just need to let y'all know real quick. I'm all ears. In other words, here for you.
Oh man. Man, I thought we was past 2015, man. It's 2017. I decided. And speaking of that, we're gonna be talking about our boy Big Sean.
Big Sean. So, am I a fan of Big Sean? I'd say so, yeah. I really do fuck with Big Sean heavy. I think he's been slept on so long. Like, even when Control came out, everybody was talking about Kendrick, but I was like, bro, y'all are not giving Big Sean the credit. Like, Big Sean snapped. And yeah, on his projects, he's left a little bit to be desired, like Dark Sky Paradise and Finally Famous. Was that his first project?
Yeah, Finally Famous, yo. The album.
Like, Finally Famous, I thought was a very lackluster album. Dark Sky Paradise was a lot better, had a lot of corny lines, but his best project to date was Detroit, in my opinion. And that was just a great mixtape, great features, great. It was just all around perfect. Not perfect, but it was like really good in my opinion. And then he drops I Decided, and we're gonna get to that a little bit later. But how about you? Are you a big Sean fan?
I've been listening to Big Sean since high school.
Yeah.
I don't really recall.
Was it the All of the Lights remix?
Possibly.
That's what got me onto him.
Possibly, like my first time hearing the remix, I'm like, yo, who's this Big Sean cat?
Yeah,
like, this dude is snapping.
That shit went in.
One of the songs that I really loved by Big Sean back in the day was Memories. It was my senior year of high school, and like that song was like, it really hit me, because it's like, it's my last few days of school, and it's like, I'm just thinking about all like the good times I had in school. And then I listened to the Detroit mixtape, and that was a very strong, powerful mixtape.
That was a good ass mixtape.
When it came to his albums, though, like Hall of Fame, Finally Famous, they were lackluster. I didn't really.
Hall of Fame was the one I was thinking of. Like, I did not fuck with Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they were pretty lackluster in my eye. I didn't pay too much attention to them. And then 2015, Dark Sky Paradise was definitely like a major upgrade.
Step, yeah.
And now we have I Decided.
So, overall thoughts on I Decided. God damn, I fuck with this album so heavy.
I'm actually very surprised to hear him say that.
Dog, oh my god. Like, yeah, he's got some corny lines on here.
Like he always does.
But I think, like, there's probably maybe only a handful. Like, there's not that many. Whereas on Dark Sky Paradise, it was like, dog, like, you're trying to make me turn off your song. But, like, with I Decided, they're not that apparent. There's very few and far between. This is a more serious album. This is what I thought Dark Sky Paradise was going to sound like.
Yeah.
Because for me, like, when I'm listening to music, honestly, I think the cover art should say a lot about the project. And when I saw Dark Sky Paradise, like, this was the album I was thinking we were going to get.
Yeah.
Like, it's dark, and it's like kind of like low key, you know what I mean? Like, it's not very bright at all. It's when I listen to this album, like, sometimes when I listen to an album, like, I see colors, if that makes sense. So, like, for Yeezus, I picture, like, a lot of black, like, silver metal, like, reds, like, really contrasty reds. For this, I see, like, a lot of, black and white, maybe, like, a few, like, neon colors here and there, which is, like, what the album cover represents, you know?
So with this album, it's more, like, gloomy, and then it has, like, its high tones.
Yeah,
so
like,
it's a mixture.
I was not expecting this album to be, like, to sound like this. Like, it was very low-key. The only thing that, like, kind of throws me off about this album is, like, sometimes I'm listening to it and I think I'm listening to a Drake song. Do you get that feeling too?
Yeah, I would think that, and I think there was one song also, I feel like he was actually taking shots at him too.
Which one?
I gotta look back at the track list, but continue.
Okay, so from, like, the very intro to Lights with Jeremih and everything, I was like, ooh, okay, this is...
It was a good start to the album.
Yeah. And then it goes into Bounce Back, which we all have heard before. And, like, when I heard Bounce Back and Moves, I was just like, okay, these are, like, two pretty good tracks. Like, I was expecting the rest of the album to sound more like Dark Sky Paradise. Yeah. But then we get on here, and it's just, like, more of that. It's, like, more of the same, but it's different enough to not be too samey, if that makes sense. So, like, I don't know, man. Like, honestly, I can't pick a bad song on here. If I'm going to be completely honest, there's not one song on here that I just straight up dislike, but that's my opinion. What do you think about the album overall?
I'm surprised we got a conceptual album from Big Sean.
I was not expecting that.
His past albums, it's pretty much songs that you could bump to, songs that have a story. You know, it's just a mixture of songs in this album. When I was listening to it, unfortunately, it's all shuffled. I don't have them in order, but like I was able to tell that it was a conceptual album. I guess it deals with like what his mother, and then like
his girl and like
his
stuff
girl,
like that.
and then like the intro. I thought that was pretty interesting. You know, now that I listened to the album a few times, my first listen I was impressed, but then after a few times I was like, it's all right. I feel like Big Sean thought this was gonna be the album to like skyrocket his career just a little bit more. I feel like he's aiming for that classic, you know. This album is not it, but he's definitely on the right path to it.
I wouldn't say it's a classic either. But
He's on the right path to it, because I've always been saying this and I've always been telling Eazy, I honestly feel like Big Sean really is like one of like the leaders of the new school. He is like the most slept on, and I put him in the class with Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, in my opinion.
I see, that's kind of rough because I don't know if you could put him in the same caliber, but like, I don't know, like I like him as much as those guys, but like something tells me that he's not like of that same caliber. But that being said, like I feel like on this album, like he's definitely like he has something to say. He's tired of being slept on. He's tired of, you know, people just not giving him the credit he deserves, man. Like, and I think he's taking names with this album.
He is the creator of that super duper flow,
and you know
that Drake is so used to using.
And you know what's so
songs.
interesting? Like, everybody was, or not really everybody, it was kind of like a low-key thing, but like people noticed that Drake was taking Big Sean's flow back in the day with the super duper freestyle, if you guys have ever heard that.
And now it flip-flopped.
And now I feel like Big Sean is taking like some inspiration from Drake, but I don't think that's necessarily on purpose. I think instead the reason why it reminds me of Drake so much is because Drake makes that like low-key music that you just like listen to late at night, like if you're driving down, you know, the highway or some shit. And I feel like that's what this sounds like. It's like that late night, like low-key kind of music. And I don't know if that was intentional or if that's just the sound that Big Sean wanted to go with for this concept for his album, but either way, I think it works really well. I really do like this album. So, of course, our signature, we got top 3 and bottom 3, and I'm gonna kick it off to Truth so he can do his thing first.
All right, my top songs of this album.
Oh Lord! I guess so.
Just to let you know, this is very genuine. This is our first time hearing each other's tops and bottoms, so like all the reactions are priceless. They're genuine.
Okay, good.
Voices in My Head, Stick to the Plan has to be one of my top songs.
Okay. I like it when it gets to stick to the plan and then it starts going.
In the beginning, it does start off slow, but then, was it Metro Boomin?
I think so. I think it goes like Metro Boomin, and then like it starts to
stick
pick up.
to the plan, stick to the plan,
and then it keeps getting faster and faster as like.
And then towards the end, I think it's like the last 30 seconds, he's just spitting bars, and I'm just like
fast as
I'm like, yo, this nigga. Oh man, honestly, I wish this album was more like that. Instead of it being like slow. And, another song that I really like is Bigger Than Me, the last track to the album.
Okay.
With Flint, Michigan Choir, and I don't know the other artist's name.
Starrah.
He held his own on that. I like that track a lot. And my last track, I gotta go with Sacrifices.
Oh, with Migos.
Damn,
that shit goes hard as hell.
That shit slaps.
That shit is hard as hell.
And
man.
The one thing that I like when Big Sean is rapping alongside other artists, he's holding his own.
Yeah.
This is his album. This is his song. And he's holding his own. With Migos, he has, 2-3 people?
Yeah.
They held their own. They were spitting hot fire. Big Sean, he held his own, and I definitely appreciate that.
And that's the thing about Big Sean. Like we were talking earlier, how he compares to other people. I feel like no matter who he's on a song with, he's never getting like completely outshined.
He's not overshadowed, and he holds his own. You know?
I agree. All right, so, bam, my top 3. We got probably my favorite track on here has to be "Oh Me."
Oh Me?
Yes, I love the hook on that song. You were fucking out of line. That part right there, when I first heard it, it got stuck in my head for so long.
Did it really?
You so fucking out of line. I fucking love that part. Like, Oh Me, I just love that song. Like,
you think it's like a Drake song?
It kind of reminds me of a little bit of a Drake song, but I think Big Sean like brings his own flavor to it. I don't know. I really like Oh Me. And then another top track is the song right after that, Halfway Off the Balcony. I fucking love that song. I was either like halfway off the balcony or jump out the window. I don't know which one I wanted to put on there, but like
I was gonna say, why hang halfway off the balcony when you can jump out the window? You know, because jump out the window. I definitely love that track.
Yeah, I just like the sound and like the melody behind halfway off the balcony. I really like that song. And then of course, Sacrifices is my next top track.
Okay.
Sacrifices is just like it's too good to not put on the top. But yeah, man, that's my top three. Let's kick it off to bottom three.
I want to hear your bottom three.
You want me to go first?
I'm just curious because since you love the album so much and you feel like there's no particular track, I want to know.
I feel like there's nothing. There's not a bad song on here, but I feel like
it's just one song. I already know what it is. About. Yeah.
My least favorite track is No Favors.
I think that's the track that I was talking about where Big Sean might be taking like a subtle shot at Drake. I don't know like, what he was. I forget what he said, but
like I remember when No Favors started, and I was just like, "Oh my god, this might be one of Big Sean's best tracks." Like this song is so fucking good. However,
does he really kill? I mean, I listened to it.
Eminem ruins that song.
I just wish he didn't change his voice like that. If he had like the patiently waiting Eminem voice. Like back in the day, I think it would have saved the track.
His voice was so off it did not match the track. His flow was so fucking weird. And what does he say? He says like, I'm a sodomizer, like an ass raper. He said he's gonna urinate on Fergie and shit. I'm like, dog, what is this?
He's spitting a lot of random shit.
Like it's so random and like
with the song.
Eminem is one of the GOATs. Nobody would ever deny that. And even if you're an Eminem stan, I just don't understand how you could like this verse from Eminem. Like maybe if you're not really listening, it sounds like he's going in, but like once you listen to it, you're like, dog, what the fuck is this man actually saying right now? And then the flow and everything, the sound just throws off the whole track. It really ruins one of my favorite Big Sean tracks. Like if I wish there could be a version of this song where it cuts out Eminem's part, that way No Favors would have been a top song. But like honestly, that Eminem verse really drags it down. Like I cannot, like once Eminem's part comes on,
I saw the snap, man. He was hitting it. I was like, bro, like, come on, now he smacked, like he went in my opinion. Is it so? You don't think you could listen to the track over and over again, and, like get used to it? It's just like an automatic skip.
Like I've tried to listen to it every time, but like here's the thing. Like I just don't understand how people could sit there and talk shit about Lil Uzi and Lil Yachty and shit when Eminem is saying he's a sodomizer like an ass raper. When he says he's gonna urinate on Fergie, like, dog, that's trash lyrics. That's not Eminem.
You know, Eminem, he's been spitting shit like that for the longest time. Like, that's his career. He's always saying stupid
But when he
shit
says shit like that, it matches for the song. It doesn't match with Big Sean. I just felt like...
Nah, I agree. It doesn't match with this song at all.
Here's how I felt like Eminem's like in the corner. He's just like, sodomizer, like an ass raper. And then Big Sean is like, yo, you're from Detroit.
He's like in the corner.
Yeah. He's like, yo, you're from Detroit. Hop on my album. And then he's like, urinate on he's like urinate on Fergie, huh? Okay, yeah, sure, whatever, man. Like that's just, I'm like, dog, it just doesn't match. Anyway, enough going in. I know Eminem stands are about to dislike this shit, about to hate on me, whatever, it is what it is. But another song that I don't want to put on here, but it is a track that I feel like doesn't hold up. It's just not that it doesn't hold up. I really like the song, but you know, in interest of creating a bottom three, I'm gonna go with Same Time Part 1 featuring 2088, aka Jhené Aiko. I really do like that song, but I don't know. I just don't really like Big Sean when he's in this like kind of like relationship-y kind of song. it doesn't really like work 100% for me sometimes. I think this one is pretty good, but
he collaborates well with Jhené Aiko.
Yeah.
They have a history, you know.
Yeah, so like that one is, a little iffy to me. And then similar to No Favors, the reason why I have to put this next song on here is because I don't like a certain section of it.
Okay.
And that is Voices in My Head / Stick to the Plan. I think Stick to the Plan is hard as fuck,
The
but
first
Voices
half.
in My Head I don't really vibe with all that much. It's not that it's bad. Like, I actually kind of like it, but I just think that it carries down or it drags down Stick to the Plan. But that's my bottom three.
My bottom three, I would have to say Same Time Part 1.
Okay.
It's kind of difficult picking a bottom three. One, I would say I was very disappointed that Moves was not extended.
Oh, that's true. Because it sounds like it should be extended. Once
Yeah,
he goes,
after
like,
the gunshot, I thought he
Yeah.
was just going to spit more bars right after
like
that.
he did on Paradise.
Yes,
from
that's
Dark
what I was
Sky.
expecting, because he drops the single, he makes the video, and then the album drops, and I noticed it's only 2 and change.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, damn, why didn't
And
you
Moves
extend it?
Moves is so nice. Like, if that was extended, easily top track.
Oh, man, I was so mad.
So are you putting Moves on there?
I guess I have to put Moves, man,
Oh,
because
shit.
it's like I was really looking forward for it to be extended. I thought that's what he was going to go for, but he did not.
All right.
And then my last track,
Oh, hold on. We just got hell out of focus.
Sunday Morning Jetpack.
You know, he either performed it or like sang it in front of his mom, and they both cried.
Really?
Yeah, I was watching an interview, and he said that like that song made him, like, he was performing it or something, and it made his mom cry, and then it made him cry.
Interesting, because I thought it would be the song Inspire
Yeah,
that
I can see
he
that.
would perform to his mom, and they would both cry. But
I like Sunday. What's it called? Sunday morning.
Sunday Morning Jetpack.
Yeah.
I wasn't really feeling it. There's like a few tracks on this album that I do skip. I go for like the bangers, honestly. When it comes to I Decided,
That's so ironic. It's so ironic because he hates like Lil Yachty and Uzi and shit.
and I go for the Migos top track, you know. But when it comes to I Decided, it's a good album. It's a good step in the right direction for Big Sean in his career. As far as replay value, I'll probably go back to like a few songs here and there, but overall, I probably wouldn't be listening to it all the time. What do you
Right.
think?
Honestly, like, I really do like this album a lot. It's gonna really depend on what mood I'm in.
Right.
But like, if I'm in that like Drakey kind of mood, since Drake hasn't really dropped anything recently,
Yeah.
I might just throw this on. And I think there's tracks on here that I'm gonna add to my playlist because like I'm building like this huge Apple Music playlist. So for every album that comes out, I'm adding songs that I like. So like, you know, my top 3, like Sacrifice is definitely gonna be on there. You know, Halfway Off the Balcony, I'm gonna have to put on there. Oh Me, I'm gonna have to put on there. Like, there's songs on here that I'm gonna go back to for sure. Am I gonna be replaying the whole album? Probably not, but there's definitely a majority of the songs that I'm gonna take and throw into my playlist for sure. So what did y'all think of Big Sean's I Decided? Are you fans? Top 3, bottom 3? Did this live up to your expectations? Whatever you want to let us know in the comment section down below. My name is Eazy. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, Snapchat. I don't fucking know. MySpace, maybe. I don't know. YC Flow
AIM,
Eazy.
Meebo,
AIM.
AOL, dial up, all that shit.
Let's get it, bro. YC Flow Eazy everywhere.
Just follow me on Twitter, people. Should we tell them about the next video or?
Top secret.